Welcome, Hudson Valley, to this week's edition of In Touch, the award-winning public affairs and issues program that runs across Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio stations. This week's guest is Debbie Just, health coach with the Pellegrino Healing Center, CEO of Metabolism Pro, Inc., and author of Stupid Easy Clean Eating Recipes 101. We talk about the importance of reading labels and the ingredients you should watch out for the next time you're grocery shopping. We invite you to join us and listen to a previously recorded conversation between Debbie and myself here on In Touch. Thank you for all the kind words shared in regard to In Touch officially being awarded the 2023 New York State Broadcasters Association Award for Outstanding Public Affairs Program or Series as part of the 57th Annual Excellence in Broadcasting Awards. This recognition would not be possible without the incredible team here at Townsquare, all of our phenomenal guests that we learn and grow with every single week, and of course you, the listener. Whether you've been listening for a while or you just found us, thank you for taking part in the conversation and staying in touch with what's going on in the Hudson Valley. Hello, Hudson Valley. You're listening to another episode of In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's award-winning public affairs and issues program, and we got a great episode for you guys today. Anybody who is looking to try to get their health in order, especially when it comes to their diet, they say the gut is the second brain, and there is so much truth to that. And with us today, we have health coach Debbie Just, and let me just say, Debbie, oh my God, she knows what she's doing. She is a certified health coach, services over, well, actually, we were just talking about this, 39 years this November. Congratulations with that. She works with the Pellegrino Healing Center, but is also CEO of Metabolism Pro, Inc. Also, you're a published author of Stupid Easy Clean Eating Recipes 101. I have a copy of that book, by the way. I've tried probably like 5 of the recipes so far. I know I'm low on the list. I need to keep trying some more, but it's fantastic. Also, the drinks at the very end, that I've been doing consistently, like the with the ginger, absolutely. So that's been very, very good. So really excited about that, to be able to talk to you today, because I've learned so much working with you. We're talking about this already. When I came to you, I was 200 pounds, which was the heaviest I've ever been, and then in the last 3 months, I've been able to lose and consistently keep off 15 pounds. I'm a 185, so really happy about that. Great. Thank you very much.
You look really good.
So, Debbie, thank you so much for being here on In Touch. How are you today?
I'm really, really great. I'm happy. I'm great. I'm here. I'm alive. It's all good.
Beautiful. That's terrific. So one thing that I do with all of my guests when they come here on to In Touch, I always ask, just give like a little overview on who you are and what you do for those who are unfamiliar, especially unfamiliar with dealing with a health coach.
Okay. So basically what I do is I help people take back their health with food and food only. I've been in the weight loss industry for over 39 years, but about 15, 16 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, and that just shocked me deeply. And that's when you start making deals with God. And the deal I made with him is that if you get me through this and I have the good cancer, not the bad cancer, I'll go back to school and I'll figure this out and I will take this to the masses. So that's exactly what I've done. So I went back to school and I became a certified health coach. Love that. My philosophy in life is whatever you go through, you better grow through it. I'm 60 years old, so I went through menopause and all of that. I went back to school to learn about hormonal health. I'm actually planning on going back to school again this January to do the Deepak Chopra life coaching certification because I feel like I do a lot of that. And because when I go through something, I'm going to grow through something. So what I do is I actually help people take back their health through food. And as I said before, and that's only the food. For me to help somebody, I need to see them twice a week to make sure they're on track. I need that accountability, not just for me, so I know they're on track, but for them. And so they have to send me their food diaries daily. If I don't get to you, if you don't get to me and send it to me, I might not get to you within 24 hours, but I'll get you. And another thing I love to do is I love to take people food shopping. And the reason why is because I think a lot of people are confused about when it says all natural or sugar-free. So, and it's not. not. It's not all natural. It's not sugar-free. So I like to take my clients food shopping so they can see and I can show them what the labels are. And it might say 0 sugar, but there's other hidden words. There's over 200 different words for sugar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's hidden in everything, including, ready for this, cigarettes.
Oh, I'm not surprised by any means.
Not that nicotine isn't addictive, but
Yeah.
they put sugar in there.
And sugar is so addictive.
Yeah, sugar is more addictive than crack or cocaine or anything because the entire brain lights up, not just parts of it. But when you have sugar, your whole brain lights up, and it's
Yeah.
that reward system. So, so sugar is NG, no good.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you brought up the whole thing about going out and helping your clients with shopping, because that's something that we did, and it was so enlightening. I read the labels every time now to make sure, and it's amazing the things that they do to try to like weave it in there.
Yeah.
Sugar being one of those. But could you tell us about like what to look out for when reading some of those labels? Obviously the sugar with over 200 different names, we can't go through all that, but what are some like key things to look out for the added sugars or some other ingredients that might be just like in everything to be on the lookout for?
So when I take my clients shopping, I don't do peanut butter anymore. I just do almond butter. And it's funny because on the labels, and I don't want to say the names of the product that I don't like, because that's not nice and that wouldn't be fair. It would be true, but not fair. I actually take my clients and I have them read it. It should just say almonds or almonds and salt, but a lot of times you'll see palm oil and other different sugars in there, and that's not natural. Even though it says natural in the front, it doesn't mean it's natural. So I believe that you have to read everything, and there are definitely over 200 words for sugar, and you have to read anything at the end. And anything that says TOSE at the end, toast at the end, that is a form of sugar. Right?
Yep.
And it's even funny, people don't realize this, but molasses is another form of sugar.
Yes. Yep.
Right? It's sugar, and then honey is another form of sugar. But if you get the right honey, it can be medicinal and also taste delicious and sweet. One of my favorite sugars, let's just call it sugars, is maple sugar or maple syrup because it does have some really good health benefits to it. But otherwise, I really don't do sugar whatsoever, not in my coffee, not in my almond milk. I stay clear from sugar because I find that when I do eat sugar, I crave it more. And the next day is so hard to get back on track.
Yes.
You know, the first thing you want to do is you're like, hey, all of a sudden you're having a day and you're like, well, a little thing in the brain goes, hey, what about a little sugar? It's hard to get rid of that little voice in the head. So you have to stick to what you got to do and get the voice out of your head. And about 24 to 48 hours, the craving of the sugar is gone.
Yeah, and I think probably the biggest thing about it, even when people think they're avoiding sugars, because when I came to you, I thought I was avoiding plenty of wonderful things, and turns out I wasn't.
No, you weren't.
That's why you really have to look at those ingredients to really see what it is you're having, because you might think you're avoiding certain ingredients and certain things like sugar, but if you look at the ingredients, it's there, and you're getting hooked without even realizing it.
Exactly.
And then you also brought up palm oil, and that's something that we've talked about extensively in our sessions about the different oils to look out for as well. What are the good oils? What are some of the bad oils? What should people be looking out for?
So when somebody comes to me, I give them a list of fats, because fat, believe it or not, is extremely healthy for the body and the brain. The brain is the hungriest organ in your body, and it'll eat anything you give it. So if you give it bad food, it's going to be a bad day. But if you give it good food, like a healthy fat, it's going to be a great day. You're going to make really good decisions. So for an example, your brain is mostly made of fat. So it's 67 to 67 to 70% fat. So if you eat fat and you're feeding it the healthy fat, it's going to do really well for the day. So a good fat would be avocado. Now, avocado is a fruit. It's in the fruit family. Actually, it's in the pear family. I think I told you that.
Yeah, you told me that.
Which is so cool,
It
right?
makes sense now, but
looks
at the
like it.
time, what? But it totally makes sense after you told me, though.
Yeah, but it's a really healthy fat. And that fat, your body uses it. It doesn't abuse it, it uses it. So it uses it what it needs to, and then it gets rid of it. But healthy fat is really good for weight loss.
Yeah.
So I would say avocado, coconut oil, and then extra virgin olive oil, which is just phenomenal.
There was something you told me about olive oil when we went shopping. Look for it in a glass bottle.
Yeah, look for it in a darker glass bottle and make sure it's from one country.
Yeah.
So they call it a fancy name called global. You don't want that. That's like the bottom of the barrel of all the olive oil smushed together. Now you get that. So you don't want that. But a really good olive oil is phenomenal for the body. I think it's really important also to get nuts and seeds into the body as well.
Yeah.
I have that. You've made it. It's the homemade
Your granola? Yeah. No, I've made it. It's delicious.
It's sick. It's so good. But it's got all the healthy fats in there. It's got pumpkin seeds. It has pecans. It's got sliced nuts. And all nuts and seeds should be raw. Because once they're tampered with, now now they're processed.
Yep.
So you don't want that. Oh, I have clients that love butter.
Yes.
I think I told you this. The best butter, I believe, is a grass-fed butter. Because once the butter is grass-fed, now it actually has the omega-3 fatty acids, which we lack. We all have the omega-6, which in abundance, which is too much. But any way you can get those omega-3s in is good for the brain.
Absolutely.
And good for your health. So that would be the butter. Sugar, I think the best sugars to eat would be fresh fruit. Yeah, and the reason why is because, number one, they have sugar and we crave it as humans. But it also, when the fruit is fresh, not canned, but when it's fresh, it's loaded with fiber. And that actually helps prevent your blood sugar from spiking as high. And if you don't want your blood sugar to spike as high, have some nuts before it, some raw nuts before it. People don't realize this, but sugar can kill you. If you don't stop and, look at what you're eating, it can kill you. It will give you diseases. It will give you diabetes. It will give you high cholesterol if you're eating highly processed foods with bad fats and sugar in it. It's also going to give you, and I hate to say this, but I really watch my sugar because I've had cancer. Right?
Yeah. I was just about to bring that up because you said already that you thought it's like, I know what I'm doing here. Me of all people. And then when you went back to school, you're like, oh, there's still more to learn.
Yeah. Like low fat really means to me, low fat means sugar added in. Because they want to sell that product to us as consumers. And the only way they're going to sell it to us is if it's low fat, right? Because we all think fat is bad, for which it's not. The bad fat is bad, but the good fat is good.
Yeah.
But if they're taking away the fat that satiates us, that satisfies us, they're going to put some kind of sugar in. So I don't like my clients having low fat anything.
Yeah.
I want them to have the real deal, feel satiated, and be done.
Yeah. Well, you said the good fat versus the bad fat, and I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions around that. Could you tell us a little bit good fat versus bad fat?
All right. So bad fat is going to clog your arteries. It's going to bring on heart disease, high cholesterol. Now, I'm not saying that if you stop eating all bad fat, you won't have high cholesterol or heart disease. It also depends upon your medical history, what's going on your mother's side and your father's side. But I feel, I'll give you an example. I have high cholesterol. My father had it really bad. And because of the cancer I had to go on a medication, which now kind of messes with my cholesterol. But the good is better than the bad. And my triglycerides aren't bad. They're pretty good. But what helps with that is the food that I consume. I stay away from all bad fat. So what's a bad fat? seed oil, like what is that? Canola oil,
Yeah.
corn oil,
Yep.
vegetable oil, and it sounds so
It
healthy.
sounds good. Yeah.
Oh my God, vegetable oil! I didn't know there was oil in a vegetable because there's not.
Yeah.
So, so those are the things that you want to stay away from. So, and you just really want to add the better fat in. I eat at least 4 or 5 fats a day, and I know I told you to do that too.
Yeah.
And it makes you lose weight, but mainly because it's satiating. And it's bringing down that cholesterol, and it's making sure that, you know, your heart's good and you're not clogging the arteries, and it's feeding the brain.
Absolutely.
You know, it's I had a client years ago, and she told me that her husband had really bad Alzheimer's. So, and the first thing I said to her was, I know what he did. She goes, what did he do? I said, he was eating a lot of sugar. She's like, oh my God, yes, he had bowls of it. So sugar brings on all kinds of diseases, dementia, cancer. And cancer, those cells thrive in acidity, and they thrive in sugar, and they thrive in chaos. So when your body's in chaos and you're not taking care of it, you know, we all have cancer cells in our body. It just depends on what you do with your body.
How it builds and accumulates, and that's when there's the issue. Absolutely.
Yep.
And I'm glad that you brought all that up. One thing I want to circle around to, you said getting the fresh fruits, and obviously you said get it fresh, not canned, not frozen.
No, I think frozen's okay.
Oh, frozen's okay?
I'm okay with frozen.
Frozen's cool. But that's what I was going to ask about frozen vegetables as well, because that's a good way of saving money if you can get the frozen vegetables.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think frozen, always, fruit and vegetables are picked at their best, at their peak. So I think frozen is fine.
Terrific.
I do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like I have a lot of clients that come home and they're jamming for time. They don't have the time.
Yeah.
So it's a time crunch that is going to help, and it's financially right now with the economy the way it is, it's cheaper and it's always on sale. Just don't get frozen with the cream sauces or any cheese in it.
Just the straight vegetable. Yeah.
Just get it plain and steam it. And if you want, you could put a little garlic and oil on there.
Put some spices on,
Yeah, little spices on it, make it delicious, and you can have that. But no, every morning, okay, I'm going to give you this. This is really cool.
Very good.
All right.
We love it exclusive.
Yeah. Only my clients get this, so I'm going to give it to you. I make Debbie's jelly. Debbie's homemade jelly. Remember?
Yep.
Yeah. And all it is about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of frozen berries. Now, I use Wyman's because it has wild blueberries, which have twice the amount of antioxidants. I mean, if I'm going to eat something, I want the best possible health coming from it.
Yep.
If it's going in, it better be good. So you take that and you thaw it out. And then you take 3 tablespoons of, it's called super seeds. And I get it at, can I make a plug?
Absolutely.
For Walmart.
There you go.
Because it's cheaper than anywhere else. It's like half the money.
Yeah.
So it's like $10 at Walmart. And on Amazon, it's like 21.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's huge. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's significant, especially for Amazon.
So you take 3 tablespoons of this mixture,
Yep.
which is super seeds, which has chia seeds, ground flax, and hemp heart. You mix it up, you let it sit for 20 seconds, and it turns into this no sugar, awesome, delicious, nutritional, dense jelly. And I have that every morning on my Debbie's Morning Toast, which is in my cookbook. It's this cookbook I use as like my handbook. All my clients get it. It's amazing. It gives you shopping lists, but it has really good recipes in here. They're like the title says, they're stupid easy.
Yep.
Because if it was stupid hard, who would do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just got to say, like I've done that jelly a couple times, but one thing that I've done, just because I'm also lazy, I'll just put the blueberries straight on my sandwich.
Yeah,
you know?
a lot, and that's what Debbie's Morning Toast is in
Absolutely.
here.
Yeah.
But I, as an older person, I want to make sure that I'm getting in everything that I can for brain health, heart health, make sure I don't get cancer again, health, all of that.
Absolutely.
And those seeds are amazing for that. They have all that the omega-3, and they have really good good fat in there, and loaded with protein. And as we get older, what happens is that we start eating less. It hasn't happened yet for me. And one thing that we kick out is protein. And protein is so important as we get older.
Yeah.
Because what that protein does, it helps build lean muscle mass. And that lean muscle is protecting our bones.
Yeah.
So never take that out of your diet as you get older or whatever. Always make sure you're having enough protein.
Absolutely. I think
so
that's
important.
so important.
Yeah.
Again, you're listening to In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's Public Affairs and Issues program. We're speaking with Debbie Just, health coach, and we've been talking about a lot of the misconceptions of what you're probably seeing on the ingredients in all of the foods that you get on a normal basis. And Debbie has helped me out plenty. I look at the ingredients all the time now. I'm looking out for all these little things.
Great.
Am I perfect? No. Nobody's really perfect. We were talking about this before the mic. As long as you have like a solid grip on what you're looking for, you're going to do a really, really good job. Now, before we wrap up and before we ask where people can find everything, I just want to ask about, like, is it super expensive to be eating this way? We talked about, like, with the frozen vegetables, a cheaper alternative, but is all this other stuff super expensive? Is it unattainable, or can people do it? Can a measly radio DJ be able to keep up with this?
And you did.
And I did.
And you did.
It's a weighted question.
And you did. So what I say is this. Look at the food, the money that you spend on takeout food. And today, having pizza for a family is about $50, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it gets up there.
It's crazy because not everybody just wants plain cheese. I don't really eat pizza. And I'm just going to tell you why really quick.
Yep.
Pizza is made from white flour. White flour then goes into your system and it turns into sugar and it spikes up your blood sugar. Okay, that's enough being Debbie Downer for a second. Okay, so I think you can. If you go and you buy fresh and you look for what the deal is, what deals are, I'm going to give another plug to Adams.
Absolutely.
Another one.
Adams is fantastic.
Yep. Their fruit and vegetables are inexpensive. Meat today is expensive no matter where you go, but they always have a nice deal on chicken.
Yeah.
Their chicken that has no hormones, no antibiotics, so a lot of people can't afford organic. And as long as you're sticking to that, is it better to get organic? Yes, I don't want to take that away from organic.
Yeah.
But most of us can't afford that. So if you can get that, and you can get it there on sale for like $2.39 a pound, which are the chicken thighs, or the chicken breast with the bone. I just made it last night. I made a lemon rosemary, lemon roasted chicken. So I think if you watch out and you're smart with your money, you can do this. Like brown rice, how much is that really costing you? And when I make
not that much.
No.
You can get a full bag of that, and it'll last you for a while.
A long while.
Yeah.
And if you're cooking, and it real good brown rice takes about 50 minutes to cook.
Yep.
So when I make brown rice, I just don't make a cup of it. I make 2 cups of it, so it lasts a couple of days. So I don't have to cook that again.
Yep.
You can find at Walmart, they have Shady Brook Farm turkey, which is cheaper there than anywhere else. So I get that, and in my cookbook, I have a recipe for the meatballs. Have you made that yet?
Yep. Nope, I've done that.
They're freaking
Turkey
delicious.
meatballs. Yeah, great.
And that sauce that goes with is sick.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've definitely done that. My folks really like that one. I'll admit, my folks being a little older, they're set in their ways. They like their foods, but like something like that, they can really get into.
Yeah, and if you make the brown rice pasta with it,
Yep.
yeah, they don't even know.
Yeah, the brown rice pasta is probably the easiest.
It's delicious.
Because what else do you point me on? There's the lentil and the chickpea pastas that you pointed me on, but I would say the closest to like regular pasta is the brown rice.
Yeah, my whole family eats it. Even if I make lasagna at Christmas, I use the brown rice pasta.
And nobody knows any different.
No.
Yeah.
What do they know?
I've done it for a couple of barbecues and nobody noticed.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, the mac and cheese is so good. It's like, yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yes. But, you want to get it wherever you can. You want to get that healthiness inside of wherever. So what were we talking about?
We were talking about the budgeting and everything.
Good.
Yep.
So I think that if you watch your money, and you also have to make your food or your money stretch,
Yep.
which is what I do. I mean, I just cook I say for 2 people, for Bobby and I, but the reality is I always have people coming over for food. If I invite somebody over, they definitely don't say no.
Yep.
I happen to be an amazing cook, just saying, and it's always going to be healthy.
Terrific.
I think you can do that. And I'm going to do another plug, Sam's Club. You can get a big box of organic spinach,
Yep.
big, huge box for like $4.99.
Yeah.
You can get a 6-pack of romaine
lettuce. Yep.
for like $5.
Yep.
So there are ways to do it. And if you want to know those ways to do it, you want to know where to go to, you got to start working with me.
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you where to go.
Which leads to, where can people find you when it comes to the Pellegrino Healing Center and through Metabolism Pro? Where should people look for those?
If you want to see me in the Hyde Park area, I would definitely go to Pellegrino. You just call them up, make an appointment. I'm there on Wednesdays and Saturdays. If you want to come see me in the Hopewell Junction area, East Fishkill, all of that area, you just look me up. You're going to look me up, Debbie at metabolismpro.com or metabolismpro.com. And if you want to get a new healthy recipe every month, because I have to come up with one every month, last month was awesome. It was a deconstructed chicken soup. But if you want to do that, just go to metabolismpro.com and you could do a 15-minute free consultation with me in person or on phone or Zoom.
Beautiful.
Or just sign up for my healthy, informative newsletter. I do it once a month because it's just too much work, so we just do it once a month.
And you know what? Get it in those little snippets. It's all good. But it gives plenty of info.
Yeah.
And honestly, take control of your health today, especially as we're going to be getting into the holiday season and so much is going to be pushed on you. It's like, take control of it now before you even get to those New Year's resolutions. So this is definitely the time. Debbie, thank you so much for being here on In Touch.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And again, to all of you listening, all links and information will be in the description of this episode, so you'll be able to find Debbie very easy. Again, Debbie, thank you so much.
Thank you. So much fun.
This has been this week's edition of In Touch, the award-winning public affairs and issues program that runs across Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio stations. We want to give a big thank you to Debbie Just. For more information on the Pellegrino Healing Center, visit pellegrinohealingcenter.com. For more information on Metabolism Pro, Inc. and how to get a copy of Stupid Easy Clean Eating Recipes 101, visit metabolismpro.com. Of course, all links and information can be found in the description of this episode. Whether you've been listening for a while or you've just joined us, thank you. You can find In Touch episodes new and old on your favorite streaming services like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. That and listen on demand with your Townsquare radio station mobile app. Of course, you can still find all articles and audio under the In Touch tab on this radio station's app and website. And don't forget, we're also on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at InTouch_HV. If you like what we do here on In Touch and want to be on the show, let us know. Whether you have a topic you want discussed or you want to be a guest, the best way to contact us is through our office number 845-471-1500 or email direct to connor.walsh@townsquaremedia.com. I've been your host, Connor Walsh. Until next time, stay curious, keep an open mind, and as always, I'm glad we get to spend some time